Major Transport Services. You call it, we'll haul it.
You always seem to be popping fuses, you know what I'm saying? Fuses always got to pop on you, so this is what I need right here. These are $5.99, but this is the type of fuse that goes for my truck. I noticed that my left blinker was out on the trailer, so I was like, let me come on in here and grab me some fuses real quick for the trailer. Then we'll be ready to go pick up our load to take out to St. Louis.
44711-8800 or visit SiriusXM.com/app to find out more.
What the truck? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your favorite guy on the road. It's your boy Major coming back at you one more time with Major Transport Services, man. And we're live and direct on the road, as you can see, man, in the background. We out here, man. And just wanted to talk to you about a few things today that is on the hot shot topic. You know, November the 7th, 2022 was when I took my first load on my own authority. Just got another owner operator. And he's been driving for about 5 years. He's pretty much going to be able to just use all our load boards and just fly. You know, him and his wife, they're a team. She'll be booking most of his loads, and he'll just be able to pick, you know, dropping hook. And it's good. They got a cool little system, man. His brother was the one who actually got me into the game. You know what I'm saying? His brother, you know, was brought in by him, and he brought me in. Basically trained us up a little bit, you know, gave us a little knowledge, let us lease on, yada yada. So we're gonna see how it go. So we got him, and then we have my cousin who's a semi guy who has a CDL, been driving probably over about 15 years or so, man. And so he don't know nothing really about the hot shot world because he's in that semi world. So he's gonna come out to Atlanta. We're gonna train him up, you know, let him run a few loads with me, run a few loads with him, yada yada, train him up, and then send him with a couple of loads back to Oklahoma. You know, but guys want to work, guys have a truck and trailer, or they just have a truck, they want to make some money, and you can, you know. But the thing I always say, when you're coming on, you're leasing on, you always got to prepare to have some money. You know, you can't just be like, well, I got a truck and I can get a trailer, or I got a truck and trailer, I'm good to go. You got to have straps. You got to buy straps. You got to buy chains and binders and dunnage and stuff and tarp. That's if you're going to be running freight. If you're running cars, you're going to need straps minimum. You know what I'm saying? You're going to need, you know, of course, like a jack and a spare tire, and you're going to need possibly a winch if you want to make more money. You know, those things can come, but you're going to need stuff that Fmcsa require you to have, like your medical card, do a basic, you know, check on you. And if they pass you, then you get your medical card. They usually write that off for 2 years, where you're good for 2 years. But you gotta get your medical card, you gotta get backup fuses, you know, electrical fuses, the fuses that go inside underneath your hood, in the fuse box. You have to have like a pack of assorted fuses, so if something pop, like for your lights or whatnot, you can just pull over and fix that and don't have to drive all the way black. You need your triangles, your reflective triangles that you keep on you, so in case you get a breakdown or something, then you can put your triangles out, so that way you let other passengers know you're broken down. You have to have a fire extinguisher, and it has to be mounted down no matter where you put it. They always say really on the passenger side, because that's usually the side that you get out and be on when you're, you know, broken down on the highway and whatnot. So they want to say your passenger side down low somewhere and just mount it. It has to be properly mounted down. You have to have paperwork, your MC letter, your BOC3, your insurance, your inspections for your truck and trailer, your registration for your truck and trailer, your carrier's agreement or your leased on agreement for yourself with your company, as well as you have to have mud flaps. Your tire pressures have to be the right measure that said that your truck and trailer is rated for. But those things cost money to get, and you can't drive until you get it. So that's why you have to have a little bit of bread. You ain't got to be like 40, 50 stacks and all that, like some hot shots tell you. You know, it's good to have all that capital, but man, you really just need enough money to cover those things that I mentioned, because you cannot take a chance out here and drive without these things. You know, you can't go without electrical fuses. You can't drive without fire extinguisher mounted down. You can't drive without your reflective triangles. You can't drive without your reflective coat. DOT, I don't think make you have this type of jacket, but it's recommended. First aid kit recommended. Jack and spare tire and all those things are recommended. You know, raincoat recommended. CB radio recommended. Dash cam recommended. ELD system, that's what you have to have. And you have to have the ELD 2 manuals that come with that ELD. Whatever electronic login device that you buy, you got to keep the 2 manuals inside your truck at all times. So if DOT pull you over, you can hand them their manual, which will be like DOT manual. That's for them, for the officer to be able to read, and that's for him just to be able to go into your manual and make and work it himself without asking you. Because you could be lying to him, telling him something, telling him this and that, whatever. So they say to kill all that, we want our own manual. So if we pull you over and we want to work your ELD, we'll figure it out ourselves, because this is our manual, and you'll have your manual too, for in case it breaks down, your ELD, and you need to fix it. You'll have a manual for yourself to guide you through to get it back working. And if all else fails, you have a paperback logbook, which is something you can get at a truck stop, at Amazon, and a lot of places, truck stops. But it's a paper log, and it's a little book that has about 50 pages or 100 or 150 pages, and they just all of the same exact page. It just has information that you have to put in there to log you in to say that you've clocked in for the day. As long as you have your ELD, electrical login device, and it's active and it's working and it's tracking your distance, your miles and all that, your whereabouts, then you're good. But if it breaks down and you can't get it working, then you're supposed to get your logbook and you're supposed to continue logging your journey, so that way you're still tracked. And that's all it basically boils down to. So you have to get your logbook and keep it in the truck with the manuals to how to operate the actual ELD. Okay, it's required by Fmcsa federally, so every state, every situation, they're the same. They're gonna require the same thing. All right, so now we talked about the things that you need to have in your truck, right? And I know I missed a few things, and I can go over it in detail later, but you can ask me, because I'm just kind of rolling, going off the head. But you also want to keep a binder in your truck, and that binder will have everything in there that you need in case you get pulled over. Officer pulls you over, the last thing you need to be doing is wasting his and your time fumbling around, mumbling around, looking all in your visor, looking for stuff, trying to collect it all, trying to get it all together. No, you have your little school binder, and get your little clear sleeves in that binder, and that way you can put all of your paperwork in each sleeve and have it collectively, in there.
Reported ahead on I-75 South.
And it's in there, and it's neat and organized. That way, in case you get pulled over, you can just hand that officer that binder, and he can look in it, and he'll see everything that he needs to see right there in that binder. Okay, your copy of your license, Social Security card. I'm talking about everything. Your registration, insurance, MC letter, everything you need to have is in that binder. And that way, when that officer pulls you over, he is not struggling. He has everything he needs, and it makes you look more organized. And he can almost tell that you would fail a test if he wanted to go ahead and take you into a safety test, like a level 1 or level 2. If he took you into a safety test, more than likely, if that officer sees you that organized, they pretty much know that you probably got all your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? But if you mumbling and jumbling around for everything, looking for everything because you don't even know where everything's at because you never really have it organized, then that officer's going to pretty much know you're going to have something wrong with you. I guarantee you, he's going to be like, oh yeah, this guy's unorganized, and I can tell. I bet I'm going to get him for some stuff. So stay organized. It's pretty much the name of the game. And your securement, make sure all of your securement, like your straps and your chains and binders and your dunnage, everything that you're securing these loads with, just make sure they're in proper order. Make sure that there's nothing chafing or ripping or tearing or coming apart. Just make sure your stuff looks good, and it comes with a price. I mean, you have to constantly buy these straps, because I see a lot of guys straps on their cars and they look horrible. I mean, horrible, man. Not only discolored and everything, but the straps have like no life. The ratchets be all beat up, rust and all kind of stuff. The DOT, they don't play when it comes to your strap and securement stuff. It has to be looking new and looking good. So, but other than your securement stuff, whatever commodities that you'll be insured to take, because that's another thing. Whatever that your insurance, whatever you put on Fmcsa that you're hauling, your insurance has to reflect that. Because if you get pulled over and they see that you're hauling cars, but you're really supposed to be hauling freight, they can definitely put you out of service. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. If you make sure that you either extend your coverage where it covers everything, or you be sure and do your homework and make sure that these type of commodities, and when I say commodities, I mean just simply whatever you're hauling, whether that's freight, whether it's cargo, whether it's vehicles, just be sure that you have that documented in Fmcsa, so that way with your insurance everything's covered. You can put your insurance, by the way, you can put a range. They will probably put a range on you, meaning like 200 miles or 500 miles, or you can go unlimited, but it's going to cost more through your insurance. But just remember, if you have a 200-mile radius in your insurance, be sure to know that way you don't drive too far out, and if you do, just know you're not covered outside that range. So basically, case in point, say you got a $200 range on your insurance, so that means that's only going to cover you from the office that you registered with, not from your house, but whatever your business office is registered at, is going to mark you from there, and it's going to pretty much give you a 200-mile radius from anywhere in a circle, anywhere radius 200 miles, you'll be covered. And but anything out of that, you're on your own if you get, say, an accident or something. So that's why they encourage you to stay within your range, okay? So I had a 200-mile range, but I just recently decided to open it up, and we just went unlimited, because there's my truck. I'm at the dealership, by the way. I'm in my 3500, coming to pick up the 1500. Well, not pick it up, but come to pick some things up out of the truck, like some dunnage and some other stuff that I'm going to be needing for hauling. So I'm coming here to get that stuff now. Besides getting a few things that you're supposed to have in your truck, man, you know what I'm saying? You want to be safe. You want to be in compliance. You want to be smart. You know what I'm saying? But you want to get a bag. So, like I said, you just get the things that you're supposed to have. It's going to cost a little bit of money just to get those things. If you got to, man, hey, if you got to, you can borrow, man. You can beg, borrow. Don't steal or rob, but you can beg and borrow. And I'm sure if somebody believe in you, they'll be willing to help you get a little bit of money so you can get that, and then you go ahead and pay them back on the back end. You know what I'm saying? You could probably convince someone that, hey, look, let's go into a partnership. You go ahead and fund me, help me get the things I need, fund it, and then in turn, I'll go ahead and give you a percentage of every one of my load, so you can make passive income. You ain't got to book no load, you ain't got to do nothing. Only thing you're doing is front me a little money to help me out, and then in turn, see, can they get out? And in turn, you'll get like a percentage that we agree on. So say it's 3%, 5%. That means 5% of whatever load I get, you get 5% of that every time, and I just send it right to you, as soon as I get paid. And some people look at it like, okay, so I gave you 1,000. You gonna give my 1,000 back within a month, and then boom. But then I get 5% for the next, like, say 3, 4 loads, 5, 6 loads. Okay, I might work with that. You got people, you know what I'm saying? You gotta sometimes give a little interest on things when you're looking to get help and borrow, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay, because it's business. It's all business, People do it all the time when they start a business. It's the same way. If some people want to go to a bank and borrow money to start a business, they pay it back with interest. So it's the same way. So don't feel bad about doing that. It's better sometimes, because you can holler at someone in your family versus, hollering at the banks, which is going to draw like a heavier interest rate and all this and that. But anyway, other than that, man, I tell you, this business is lucrative. It's money out here, but you got to get the right trailer. You got to get the 40-foot trailer. Get you a 40-foot trailer if you can, 3,500, 2,500, or you know 3/4 ton or 1 ton, or no matter what you get, just get a low GVWR. If you're non-CDL, you can do it for a little bit, bubble up, get your motherfucking money, and then you go ahead and get your CDL, get your semi, and work your way up. We're gonna end this for now. Go ahead and get these things in this truck, and then holler back at you in a minute. We out.